Hi, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Win Life TV. Welcome to the series Life in Bloom with Michelle Matthey. I'm Michelle Matthey. Today, I am honored to introduce you to my mentor and friend, Angie Ates from Missouri. We have her on the line. We're going to learn all about how she stands in her power to empower people across the world. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hi Angie, welcome.
Hello.
I love that. It's very sing-songy, very happy.
Yes.
So Angie, I want the viewers to know that your story. I mean, I know that there's so much to your story, but I want them to hear all about your journey, where you started in corporate America, right? And
Yes.
how you're in natural health now. I mean, that's like a big, huge gap, huge. And you've healed yourself from diseases. And guys, just to let you know that this Angie was my instructor when I was becoming a certified natural health professional. And I mean, I met her then. I was just in awe of just how standing in her power she was all the time, and her story is incredible. So I'm just glad that you're here to share this with us. So okay, take it away. You start.
Okay. All right. Well, hello to all the viewers.
I am blessed and humbled to be here as well. I am Angie Ates. I am a board certified naturopath doctor. I am a certified natural health professional and a whole bunch more alphabet soup. If anyone's interested, angieates.com. But really, it's all about you. So I will tell you a little bit about my story. We all have a story, and part of the story is acknowledging and honoring the fact that we have a story. Right. And sometimes we don't. We say that's, skeletons in the closet. I don't want to address it. And you don't stand in your power and use the gifts God gave you by hiding in the closet. That's what I always say. So I started off as a young girl in rural Missouri. Woohoo! And I'm doing rural Missouri, a product of divorced parents. That in itself could be a 30-minute conversation, but I won't. I went on to be married, had 3 kids. I have a son that's in college. I have a set of twins that are 17, and they have their own YouTube channel, so they're really into all that as well. But what happened to me is I had 21 years in corporate America, and I took teams and individuals to the top of their game. I loved it. I loved inspiring and empowering others to do what their gifts were. I mean, I was one of the district managers that would quickly terminate someone with love and find them a job that better fit their personality, right? And I was also the one that went and found someone from somebody else's company and said, you fit what I need, right? So we're always looking to be talent scouts.
You've always stood in your power. Like, this isn't anything new.
Outwardly, I would tell you yes, but inwardly, we all have that little girl that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, whatever what I call implant and train washing, as our friend Stuart says, that we have bought into. So yeah, I successful, absolutely. Would I go home some days and cry because I didn't feel worthy or deserving of the awards that I got on the big stage? Sure, I would. And that all caught up. So corporate America had my twins. My twins are about 4 to 6 years old. I don't remember all those details because I just don't. And I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, diagnosed with lupus, had years of bouts of endometriosis, multiple surgery after surgery, was not able to have kids. And well, I have a son and a set of twins. So that right there is God's miracle and gift to me. And I, in that 11th hour, I had fibromyalgia. I had to quit corporate America. And in that 11th hour on my knees, I just said, God, if you heal me and show me, I will forever empower others with the knowledge. And here I be. And that was the first step of that. understanding we all go through stages and seasons. Here I came from being a big shot in corporate America to being a mom.
I talk to kids all day.
To kids all day, right? Not big people who thought you're awesome. Woo, stroke that ego, but little people.
And they make messes and you clean up.
And you clean up and they don't want roles and goals and they don't want any of that. Right? So, I had to transform myself. I really did. And which was great. I moved on to natural health, and that's where I began my natural health journey is literally healing myself of multiple disease names.
Can you tell me a little bit about like fibromyalgia? I know in class we discussed the emotional component to that. I mean, it's your body becomes very, very stiff, correct? Yes. Explain that, because I don't have that, so.
Yay! Yes, right. We don't own it. We might acknowledge the body has decided to take it on for a brief moment, but we don't own it. So fibromyalgia is one of the many disease names where the body is saying, pick me, trying to get your attention. And it definitely got my attention, needless to say. It's, your body is achy, it's sore, it's swollen. There's certain points that you touch. I, on top of that, was extremely depressed, like suicidal depression.
Fathom this, knowing you now.
Yes.
That's such a testament that things can turn around.
They can.
And I always joke that I should have taken pictures during that season and that time, but I wasn't in the picture taking mood. So therefore, that didn't happen, right? With the healing of fibromyalgia and all the adjustments, and there's lots of things you look at. And this is an autoimmune disease with the concept in Western medicine that the body was stupid and decided to attack itself. And you and I both know the body isn't stupid.
The body is incredibly smart, and it's doing this like Hail Mary. Hello.
Exactly. So it's trying to get your attention. So when you're working with fibromyalgia, you have to obviously look at hormones, but we don't want to be so arrogant that we start putting in the hormones that we're low in. There's a reason at the top of that cascade that you don't have any at the bottom of the cascade. So you have to figure that out.
What is the emotional component to fibromyalgia?
We won't like it. There'll be a lot of people that will go, no. Okay, so you look at the adrenals, you're looking at the digestive tract, but the emotion that we miss, I'm going to tell you 9 times out of 10, is the fact that you have an unresolved issue with a male in your life.
Take a deep breath, because I know that is hard. And we're not blaming men at all. It's an unresolved emotional issue, which so many diseases, so many problems in our body is unresolved emotions. But you're saying specifically fibromyalgia is an unresolved emotional issue with a man.
It is. Now, that could be your brother, that could be your spouse, it could be your father, your uncle. It doesn't matter. It is simply an unresolved emotion. It's the bottom line. And it may be layers of it. I know mine was an unresolved emotion with my father. Then it was an unresolved emotion with my spouse or my former spouse. And the list goes on. So until you learn to release that through multiple methods of releasing emotions and honor that and acknowledge the fact that the body's trying to get your attention with any disease name, specifically fibro, you'll never heal yourself until we're multifaceted, until you address it all.
Is incredible. So Angie, give us a few tips, if you would, for the viewers who are going through this right now. How did you heal yourself from this? Now, with that said, you do need to also work with a qualified healthcare professional.
But the areas you look at for fibromyalgia are very multifaceted. So you begin to look at the adrenals. That's your fight, flight, or freeze organ that's all stressed out. And you know that because, well, you want to take a nap at 3:00 in the afternoon and your tongue comes out and it quivers. There's many other components, but you're looking at leaky gut, which is where the digestive tract is trying to get your attention. You tied that back into candida, and then there's SIBO, small intestinal bowel overgrowth. And it's layers. I promise you it's layers. You do not conquer everything at once. As I began peeling off the layers, whether that was the digestive tract, my eating, my lifestyle, my stress, it's everything. We're multifaceted. Worked on the emotions. Then as we continued to peel, we found that I had a MTHFR genetic mutation, which is the hottest thing going right now. Yeah, whatever. It means you can't detoxify, but you can fix that easily. But at any rate, then you keep moving on, and I have Lyme, the Lyme bands, and there's multiple Lyme bacteria hanging out in the body. And then your co-infections, a mycoplasma, nanobacteria. I can just give you the list. And then I have a blood clotting disorder that's apparently genetic too. I mean, I could wear the label all day. But the bottom line is fibromyalgia is a multifaceted disease name of a group of symptoms, and you will never fully conquer them until you start peeling and peeling and peeling and peeling. But when it comes to the emotion, I want to encourage everyone. Bruce Lipton has an awesome book. Anything from Bruce Lipton rocks, and it's called The Biology of Belief. And let me just tell you, you want science? You want scientific evidence based on emotions? That's your guy. So I really encourage everyone to get that. Anyone with a disease name, or just in general, to understand how emotions play a huge role, an absolute huge role in life.
I mean, I knew this and I know this, and I love Bruce Lipton as well. I've just started learning about him and reading his stuff, so I'm definitely going to pick that up. Okay, so you were in corporate America, you had this disease name, and you healed yourself, and you had children, and now, I mean, look at where you are now. Like, I mean, tell us a little bit about that process. How did you do this with children? Because so many people that watch the show are moms that are fighting through this, and they don't know what to do. I mean, so what do you do?
The bottom line is you have to have hope. Regardless of what you're doing, whoever you go to needs to be selling you hope. Right? Hope can be in a vitamin C bottle. Hope can be in whatever, but you have to have hope. And I looked at my children. And went, I want to be alive when they grow up. I choose that. So God, you show me, you tell me, what do I need to do to ensure I will raise my children? Talk to me and listen. And we as mothers are on this, and I'll speak for myself. I was on this hamster wheel of more, go. My kid's in this and my kid's in that, and blah, 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 blah. Really? Take a breath. Just take a breath. And why are you doing what you're doing? And this is something huge. When we work on our SAS coaching through Academy Epic, which is structured and strategy coaching, we work on that and we say, why are you doing this? It goes back to the story of the ham, and I'm sure everyone watching this has heard it, but I'll give the little recap of the kid was cutting the ham, newlywed, right? Cuts the ham before she puts in the oven to bake and gets it out. Husband says, why do you do that? I don't know. My mom does that. We call grandma, mom, why do you do that? Well, I don't know, my mom. And you go like 2 and 3 and 4 generations to find out that the ham cut because the pan was too small, right? At the end. So why are you choosing to live a life of run, go, and not be still? Why? That's when you have to look in the mirror. And sometimes it is not pretty, because that's when you have to get with yourself.
Right. And it's so much easier, especially with children. And then you can blame it on, I'm just busy and they're busy and I need to enrich their lives with toddler programs and they need to be reading by 3. And you just get so crazy.
Train washed, the society train washed. Really? Who says they need to read by 3? Who said why? Why do we care? What is it in us that's driving us to do what we're doing? And part of that's back to boundaries. And we talked about it before we started filming. And another one of my favorite books, and this is actually my 3rd copy. The other 2 are a little bit rough, so I pulled the one out that I like to show people instead. And it's called Boundaries. It's biblical based, which I really love. And it's by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. And it's called Boundaries. And it's how to say no. How to say no, that it's okay to say no. It's okay for us to say, Johnny, you're not going to be in 18 sports. It's okay, because what we're doing, I mean, this could be an entire tangent on itself. What we're doing is we're running these kids, and guess what? They quit high school, right? They go off to college, and we're not scheduling every minute for them. They've not been trained. They've not been given goals. There's no example setting of what do you do when I don't have every second scheduled. And we are seeing an epidemic in our colleges because of this, because these kids cannot think on their own. One. Two, they're getting into things like snorting spices that totally, makes you high. It's the hottest thing going. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. And the list goes on because we started off that way. And I'm going to get off my mama bandwagon there.
I love it. I love because you have such a passion for children, and I don't mind going on a tangent a little bit. But you do have such a passion for children, and I think that is huge because I've spoken about this on a previous show that, one activity per child per semester, really we have to teach them to have downtime because they need to deal with what's going on around them. And so many children, I mean, they're just constantly on the go, and that makes you tired, that makes them tired, and you're not teaching them to take care of themselves, and that has consequences, as we've seen later on in life.
Yes, not to mention the parents, the consequences on the parents. I mean, I wouldn't go into the drive-through eating habits. I won't go down that lane at all. But you have this overworked, exhausted parent, mom, dad, both, grandma maybe's helping out. And I'm just going to challenge. The thing I had to learn the most is stop and breathe. And listen, God is talking to us, but we are so wound up. I mean, I'll just give you an example. Let's go to church on Sunday, okay? So again, love church, love God, Jesus lover. But here we go. We get up, we race around, throw in donuts or whatever we're eating. Maybe we eat those at church because now every church offers them, right? With their little latte corner in the corner, but not going to go there either. We race in the church. Come on, Johnny, let's go, let's go, let's go. We get into church. We shove food down the entire time he's in the church service because Lord forbid he ever talk or say anything. Then it would disrupt it. So now we're shoving, stupid, or we send him off and he has fun in his Sunday school class, depending on how the church is structured. My point is it's stressful to go to church, and at church we don't even stop and breathe because we got to put on a show. We got to look right at church. Honestly, just stop the madness. That's why we have all this disease. And that's one of the reasons why my body said fibromyalgia, lupus, call it whatever you want. It said, pick me, we are done. When are you going to listen to God? I'm done.
You were young. You were young to have all of these yes. disease names. I mean, and these are problems that people didn't have until they were much older a few years ago, but now it's younger and younger and younger. And if we would just stop and listen and address things and take care of ourselves and poop every day and drink water, right? These are the basics. Get sunshine, get water, poop, breathe. Tell us about where you are now. So you've healed yourself. How do you stand in your power every day? Because that's going to be crucial to the moms that are starting a business, that are running the rat race, trying to slow it down, and myself included. I mean, this is why you're my mentor. Like, help!
But one thing we have to recognize is we can't do it alone. So it does take a community. It does take a tribe to build a dream. So we are all in this together at a energy level. We're all in this together, and I won't go down that tangent, but we're in this together. So the biggest thing I always say, and I always teach this too, is PDCA. So you plan it, you do it, you check it, and you adjust it. And one of the components in humans, because I am one, is that we look at that and then we feel bad, guilty, whatever the word is, that we have to adjust it because it didn't go as planned. Well, hello, sunshine. It's not going to go as planned, I promise you. So what is the lesson to learn out of that? And why are you resisting acknowledging and honoring the plan, do, check, and adjust, right? So, and then the other thing I always do is why? Why am I doing this? Why? Get deep. And it goes back to, and we do this in our SAS coaching, is we ask the basic NLP question, right? NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, right? NLP question. If I knew the answer, it would be. and shush and listen for the answer. And if it doesn't make sense, you ask it and you keep asking it until it gets the deeper meaning of why are you doing what you're doing? Because society says you should? Why? Because when it's not in alignment, Michelle, what happens is we get disease, we get frustrated, we get headaches, we feel like we're pushing in the muck. We're pushing, and we are pushing in the muck because we're not in alignment. Only when you flow are you in alignment. So the first thing I would say to every mama in the world is reevaluate your stinking life. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why? Big question.
Question. Like it's one word, 1 3-letter word. Why? But the what happens when you start asking that question is you're peeling back layers of things that you don't really want the answer to. Because mom did it, because grandma did it, because this is what the neighbor lady does. And yeah, I mean, and this is why I love working with you and getting on the phone with you is that you challenge me to really reevaluate. And in this past week, I have really reevaluated my priorities, what it is that I'm trying to do with my life, and it's been a tough week because I've had to look in the mirror. But now that I've made decisions, it's like, and I would encourage all of the moms out there that it is really, really hard, but my encouragement is that when you make these decisions, you feel so much better. Like the weight of the world is off your shoulder when you're making the alignment choices, things that are in alignment with you. You can then truly flourish and breathe.
I'm going to go a step further and say, why do we think it's hard? What programming are we given that makes life hard or makes this hard or that hard, right? Nothing is anything until we make it something. So why are we making it something? And it's lots of mirror work. And there's a whole program for that itself, but we don't like mirror work because we might have to look at ourselves and go, wow, we're not perfect. Yeah, we're not perfect. Who is?
Oh, you go, girl.
No, you're
proud. I am so proud.
I am so proud not to be perfect that I love it. Every day I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm challenging myself. I'm layers and layers of just DNA, genetic, generational stuff coming through. It's like, yeah, move it out, move it out, move it out. Let me be what I'm designed to be and change lives. Open the door. Here I come.
So much freedom in that. I mean,
Yes.
Why is it hard? Which is a great, like calling me out there. So, but I mean, the freedom that comes to finally standing in your purpose, which is what you're doing now, and clearing out the junk so you can stand in your purpose.
Michelle, that junk is a lot of things. That junk is the 85 cookbooks you have that you use 3. Why do you have the other 82? Donate them. Somebody needs them, right? That junk is the stuff that we accumulate. When you have so much stuff around you, the energy cannot flow. It's basic feng shui. We can go into that too. But there's an energy, and the energy can't flow. If the energy can't flow, the energy can't feed you. If you can't be fed, then you're relying on something or someone to feed you, and now you're out of alignment. And you want to know why you're sad. You want to know why you're anxious. You want to know why you're depressed, because you're not doing what God told you to do, because you're not willing to listen. And you're not willing to get rid of the junk.
I feel so much better already, and I hope everybody else does today too. So Angie, how do we find you? How can we connect with you or be trained by you? Tell us the details.
Well, you can find me in a couple places. AngieYates.com, that is a website. Also, AcademyEpic.com, that's my online platform. We do live events. SAS coaching is about to be popped up there. That's our structure and strategy coaching, right? A little SAS. And it's all about personal growth, because you can get coached, as you know, and you can get training. But if you don't get out of your way, it doesn't matter. You're never going to get on the train anyway. So we offer that. But AcademyEpic.com is the main website. And then, of course, my own personal one has links to my email. And I have Facebook, Angie Yates, of course. Dr. Angie Yates, because the other one was taken. So Dr. Angie Yates. And Academy Epic, we have a Facebook page there as well. And we have YouTube. So you can find us in all those avenues.
Guys, I challenge you to take notes to this episode. In this episode, I challenge you to implement what you've learned here with Angie today, because she has lived it, she's been through it, and she knows what she's talking about, and that's what's most important when you're seeking advice from people that know what they're talking about because they've done it. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Michelle Matthey, and I'll see everyone soon. Take care.